Besides natural sites, architectural treasures and cultural landscapes, there are many customs, traditions and traditional methodologies, which as intangible goods belong to the most important heritage of the world and mankind. In order to protect and preserve these, UNESCO established its list of intangible cultural heritage. It is published by the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage, the members of which are elected by the state parties meeting in General Assembly. There are two categories. The longer one is the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity, comprising cultural practices and expressions which help to demonstrate the diversity of this heritage and raise awareness about its importance. The shorter one is the list of intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding, composed of those cultural elements that concern communities and countries considered to require urgent measures to keep them alive. Hungary's culture is represented by 6 intangible heritages, some of them shared by other countries and nations as common tradition and custom. These are in order of their inscription. Kékfestés, or Blaudruck in German, literally means blueprint or blue dyeing. This technology is a common heritage of several Central European nations on the territory of the former German and Austro-Hungarian empires, such as Hungary, Austria, Czechia, Germany and Slovakia. It was added to the list in 2018. The expression refers to the practice of printing a dye-resistant paste onto a cloth before dyeing it over with indigo dye. The resistant paste prevents the dye from penetrating the design, thereby ensuring the applied design remains white or undyed after the dyeing process. To apply the designs onto the clothes, practitioners use handcrafted blocks that are up to 300 years old, featuring regionally inspired patterns as well as generic designs or Christian motifs. The representation of local flora and fauna is interrelated with the local culture of the regions. Traditional indigo blue dyeing does not end with printing, however, the textile chain involves preparing the raw materials and spinning, weaving, finishing, printing and dyeing them. Traditional knowledge is still based on mainly family-owned journals dating back to the 19th century and passed on through observations and hand-on practice. Stakeholders feel a strong emotional bond with their products, and the element encapsulates a sense of pride in long-lasting family traditions. In Hungary, one of the most important blueprint heritage has been preserved in the Blueprint Museum of the Transdanubian city of Pápa. is a practice known all over Eurasia. It was added to the list in 2016 by the common proposal of Hungary, Germany, Saudi Arabia, Austria, Belgium, the United Arab Emirates, Spain, France, Italy, Kazakhstan, Morocco, Mongolia, Pakistan, Portugal, Qatar, the Syrian Arab Republic, Republic of Korea, and Czechia. It was originally a method of obtaining food. The practice of falconry has evolved over time to be more associated with the nature conservation, cultural heritage, and social engagement within and amongst communities. Following their own set of traditions and ethical principles, falconers train, fly, and breed birds of prey, which includes besides falcons birds such as eagles and hawks, developing a bond with them and becoming their main source of protection. The practice, present in many countries around the world, may vary regarding certain aspects. For example, the type of equipment used by the methods remains similar. Falconers regard themselves as a group and may travel weeks at a time engaging in the practice, while in the evenings recounting stories of the day together. Falconry has played an important role in Hungary's national identity and folk art, connecting ancient legends and customs of the nation with modern age festivals. The folk music heritage of Hungary and the Kodály concept are amongst the most important intangible national treasures. Melodies preserving the heritage of millennia of wandering from east to west are of key importance for understanding the Hungarian soul. It was added to the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices in 2016. Over the past century, the Kodály concept of safeguarding traditional folk music has helped to promote, transmit and document local practices in Hungary and assisted communities abroad for similar purposes. Devised by researcher, composer and pedagogue Zoltán Kodály and supported by the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, it advocates making traditional folk music accessible for everyone through mainstream education and civic organizations, teaching music skills, encouraging everyday use of the music by communities concerned, researching and documenting it using local and international strategies, coexistence between research, education, community culture and composition, and respect for all music traditions. The concept has been incorporated in school curricula since 1945, where primary, secondary and tertiary students can learn about the songs, their importance and are encouraged to take part. It has also been used to document traditional music involving bearers, civic groups and culture institutes like the Institute for Musicology, with 15,000 hours of recorded folk music and 200,000 melodies from over 1,000 settlements, Kodály Institute, and the International Kodály Society, which also disseminate the concept internationally, providing academic programs where more than 60 countries have participated. The safeguarding concept has also inspired artists to integrate folk music in their compositions.
Actually, when do you begin the education in music for the child?
This question was posed me some 20 years ago in Paris in a UNESCO conference. Then I answered the music education of the child should begin 9 months before his birth.
Well, that's early enough.
But now, a few months ago was again a conference in Paris. Then I changed my opinion, and today I mean it should be begin 9 months before the birth of the mother.
The embroidery of the Matyó people is one of the most iconic traditions of the Hungarian cultural heritage, especially popular among tourists who seek to find souvenirs decorated by authentic local patterns. The tradition was listed by UNESCO in 2012. The folk art of the Roman Catholic Matyó community in and around the town of Mezőkövesd in northeastern Hungary is characterized flat-stitch embroidery and ornamented objects with floral motifs. Matyó embroidery decorates the traditional dress of the region, worn by local people during festive occasions. Folk dancing and singing. The floral motifs have played a crucial part in strengthening the self-image and identity of the Matyó community and are still employed in interior decoration, contemporary fashion and architecture, as well as in traditional embroidery. Community members established the Matyó Folk Art Association in 1991 to transmit the skills of embroidery and organize numerous cultural events and performances. In its Borsóka embroidery circle, anyone can learn the art, techniques and motifs of embroidery from experienced masters. In its folk dance ensemble, members wear the finely embroidered traditional costumes, thereby contributing to their perpetuation. The national popularity of Matyó embroidery has made it into a form of auxiliary income, enabling women to buy the